My name's Kaz. Welcome here to my Mind and Body class this morning at Christchurch University. We work alongside our parks and we give you 5 classes a week. So you just need a mat, don't need any shoes, and we're going to get started. Stand in a nice wide stance. So a nice wide stance. How can we find our nice wide stance? Take your arms out to the side and see if you can get your ankles underneath your wrists. That's a really nice, so I asked for a really nice wide stance. If that's too much on legs and knees, then just bring it in a couple of paces, yeah? But otherwise, if you want to try and get that wide stance, the best way to set yourself up is take your wrists out and see if you can get your ankles underneath your wrist. There you go, something we've learned today. Hi, Liz. Right, some Tai Chi this morning. So, have your feet in any direction that you want them, yeah? Obviously, it's not comfortable sometimes to sort of come down into that squat position. If you have your toes forward, it's a myth. You don't necessarily have to have your toes facing forward when you squat. If anyone tells you otherwise, ignore them. Yeah, just have them comfortable because we are going to squat. So we are going to draw our energy up. We're going to draw it level to our heart and find your energy. Yeah. So we cup our hands and we take the energy from our heart and we push it down through the body. As we come down, we come into a nice wide squat. Lift it up. So we're showering our body with the energy and push it down. So we're warming up the body as we come up and down. So make sure it's nice and slow. Yeah, there's no rush. Do this in your own time. We're all going to take our own pace this morning. When we come up, don't straighten your legs. Keep that engagement all the time. If you can get lower and lower every time you push the energy, we're working the energy down, we're working the energy up. So if you really try and focus, maybe close your eyes here. See if we can work on that balance as well, even more. Pushing that energy down. We're working on one plane. We're going up and down. So we should be able to keep a nice balance. Come on down and lift it up. This time you're going to take it all the way up and you're going to shower all the way around. And as you come down, swing your arms and reach all the way up. Swing your arms, push under. We want a bit of movement in the knees now, in the hips, in your own time, with a little bit more speed than what we've just done. Open, out, and down. Breath is so important in Tai Chi, as is in yoga, Pilates, so make sure you breathe. Come on up. Stay here. Take your fingertips together, palms facing the ceiling. And all I want you to do, come back into that squat position. Stay there. You're going to take your palms to face the right as you come down, sinking a bit deeper into that squat. Come on up a bit. Rise your arms up. Palms face the ceiling. Palms face the ceiling. Come on down. Hands over to the left side. Straighten up. Take your arms high. Palms to the ceiling. As we come down, our arms are going to come down at the same time, and you're going to try and use your arms to make your squat even deeper. So use it as it comes down, even deeper. Rise up and onto the other side. Rise up, much deeper in that squat. Take your eye gaze to the side now. So our palms come up and they face the ceiling, then they face the side that your eye gaze goes to. You come down deeper, use that arm, that flow, that motion to take you deeper into the squat. Comes on up and sink down. Comes on up, sink down. This is a really good hip opener. We're going up and down. We're working the muscles. It's a little bit of a pulse raiser. Keep those palms facing the ceiling. Stand with your legs nice and straight, keeping them wide. and push down. Push down. Keep those legs straight. Push down. Deep breath here. And we're going to walk our feet in. We're going to walk our feet in. We've got a nice little flow. So we've done this Tai Chi flow before. It's our lift up, out and back. So for those of you that haven't done this before, just watch first. So we have our hands at our heart center to start with. As we lift our knee up on the right, we take our arms up. Then we're going to take our leg out. And as we take a step back, you're going to open your arms. And that front hand is going to touch the front foot. So that's what it looks like from the front. From the side, if you watch, and maybe if you learn more listening, so rather than visual, have a little listen. So as we draw up everything, we take it out, and then we open our arms out and we step back. You come up just on the same side for now and step back. In your own time, think about what you're doing. Let's go. So we start with our feet together, with our hands at our heart center. As you lift your right leg up, your arms go up as well as you take your leg out to the side. So we're not sort of twisting everything. We're just opening the hip out to the side. Then you take that big step back. You've opened your arms and you take that front leg to front arm to touch your right foot. And then you bring it back and keep it on the same side for now. Keep it on the same side. Keep going. Don't stop. Keep going. On the same side. So think about what your arms are doing. Try not to keep them up in the air all the time. So we come up, we open, and we reach. Then that back arm sweeps under, back to our heart center. Come up and open. Sweep up and open. It's a really nice flow. It requires balance. It requires a bit of concentration. Using that back arm, sweeping the energy and open it out. That's what we're doing. We're sweeping it in and we're opening it out. Keep it on the same side for now. That's it. That front leg, let's work a little hamstring stretch. Really stretch that front leg to touch the toe. It's looking good. It's looking good. That's it, Lena. Reach for the front. That's it. So you're reaching with the other hand. So the right comes up and the right stuff goes back. And that left hand is what touches your left foot. Yeah? That's it. Right, we're going to swap it over to the other side. Let's swap it over to the other side. This comes up. Remember, you come up with your knee. You open out your hip. You reach back and you grab the same toe side as the same arm. Yeah, so right arm touches right toe, left arm touches left toe. So if you've started on the other side, it doesn't matter. Make sure you're doing it on the other side now. So you open out the energy, yeah? You lift it up. You open. You take your hip back. You stretch that hamstring at the front, drawing the energy up and out, open and sweep back. Keep that nice flow. Keep it focused. If we keep the focus, we keep the balance. And open. Sweep up and open. Couple more times on this side. That's it, lovely. Lift up and open the sunshine. One more time, wherever you are. Hands to your heart center. Ah, lovely. Okay, we're going to come into a little bit of a pulse raiser. We're not going to do sun salutations today because we've done our Tai Chi warm up. So we're going to have our feet together. So a really good way, like sort of taking it back to some basics, yeah? I know every time I just say, just do this, sometimes just do this, but you might have forgotten. So a good way to find our hips width apart, have your feet together, then take your heels out, and then take your feet out. So that, having a little look, so it's a good job to have the camera on sometimes, because that's when you can be like, oh yeah, it looks like they're underneath my hip now. Sometimes you're right, just stand there. Yeah, it's under my hip, clearly not. But if you want to work that out, heels out, feet out, there's your hip width. We're going to work on our neutral spine as well today. So we're going to work in this alignment. So we basically all have a neutral spine. So we might have lordosis, we might have scoliosis, we might have all sorts of problems. It doesn't look like you're super straight. No one's body is super straight, but we want to channel our neutral spine. How do we find that? So you're going to push your pelvis forward, That's A. Then you're going to push it back. That's C. And you're going to find somewhere in the middle. So if you've not got your camera on, but you're near a mirror, have a little look. Another way to find your neutral spine, put your fingers into a diamond shape. Yeah, 2 thumbs together, first fingers together. You stick your thumb underneath your belly button. You take your 2 fingers and put them on top of your pelvic bone. So you should be able to look down and see that they're in line. So if you've got your fingertips forward and that's all you can see, then you're not in your neutral spine. If all you can see is your thumbs, then you've pushed back. What we want to try and find is that neutral spine. So if you had a spirit level, your fingers and your thumbs would be in exactly the same center line. So that's a good way to find your center, which helps obviously with the posture and making the correct moves. So that's how we're going to find our mountain pose to start with. Yeah. So get set up. You've got your feet hip width apart. You know how to find those. You're in your neutral spine. So we don't need to keep that top diamond on there, but we can look down and we're like, okay, well, that feels like neutral. And that should be a slight bend in the knee. That's arms nice and relaxed, shoulders relaxed. This is our basic mountain pose, eye gaze and chest forward, arms hang down by the side. We extend our mountain by taking our arms all the way up to the ceiling, fingertips to the ceiling. This is our extended mountain pose. But keep those shoulders relaxed. We are going to tip from the hip and fold. So make sure as if you are cutting your body in half. Torso is not connected to the hips right now. It's just coming down. To start with, you leave your legs where they are, you tip from the hip, fold yourself in half, have a little bend in the knee if you need to. Yeah, this is not a hamstring stretch, this is a forward fold. From here, you're going to take your right foot back and you're going to take your left foot back into your downward facing dog. You should have taken it back appropriately so that we're in a really nice position now. Okay. And all we're going to do is walk our feet out here. We're going to work the hamstring, walk your feet out. So heel down and heel up. This obviously works as a calf stretch as well. Primarily hamstring. Walk your feet out and walk your feet up. So we've got to make sure when we set our down dog up that we've got it properly. We might have been doing this for years and incorrectly if no one's shown us otherwise. So we make sure that our ears are between our biceps. Yeah, we make sure our hips are high. You're pushing your chest towards your thighs. You don't necessarily need to have your heels down in a down dog. That just shows your flexibility. From here, you're going to take your right leg up in the air. Take your right leg up in the air. You're going to shift your weight forward, bringing your knee underneath your chest. So we're in a plank position with one leg up and take it away. You're going to do that 3 times more. Bring it underneath and take it up. This is strength on the wrists, the shoulders. This is balance. This is core. One more. Nice. Come back into your child's pose. Oh, sit back and relax. Yeah, take the weight off the shoulders for a little bit. We were in that down dog for a while. So we're going to do exactly the same, but I want you to try and avoid moving your feet about, moving your hands about between each move. We're going to keep it so that we've just stepped into one move and everything's just moving forward and backwards. So from this child's pose, all you need to do is curl the legs underneath at the back, curl the toes underneath at the back. Yeah, from this extended child's pose, and you push up. And that should be the position of your downward facing dog. Because I didn't ask you to go like this, get into your child's pose. From your down dog, You come down to your child's pose and you're in extended child's pose already. Yeah. And then all we do, curl our toes under, push back. We're in our down dog. Yoga is all about flow. We take our left foot up in the air this time. Take the left leg up and then you bring it underneath. So we are shifting our whole weight forward. I want you to focus on that. Our shoulders, so do that 4 times for me. Our shoulders are not in line with our wrists when we're in a downward dog, but they do get in line when we're in our plank position, which is where we're going to. Nice, Jacqueline. I love it. Brilliant. It's exactly where it should be. Smooth control. Shift weight forward 4 times. Come into your child's pose. Relax. Okay, we're going to do that again. Twice on each side. 4 times. In your own time. Try and slow it down for me. So we're in our child's pose. All we do, curl our toes under, push up. There's your down dog. Right leg up and underneath your chest 4 times in your own time, little bit slower if you can. Keeping that even weight of balance, hips are parallel to the floor. We're not leaning to the side. Slowly as you can. And we're just going to swap it straight over. Coming underneath and up. Coming underneath. One more. Come into your child's pose when you've done your 4 on each side. Oh, nice. We should definitely feel a bit more warmer now. I don't know if I'm out of breath because I've been talking as well, but we should definitely feel a bit warmer and our heart rate's up a little bit more, yeah? Nice child's pose. Okay, come back into your down dog for now, back into our downward dog. And all I want you to do is take your right foot and lunge in between your hands. Lunge in between your hands. So my microphone's come out. Stay in your lunge. Don't come up like I have. It's just because my mic's gone. Come off my trousers. Right. We're in our nice lunge. We can have our knee at the back on the floor for this lunge, yeah? For now. Lift your arms up for me. So stay on your knee at the back for now. And we're going to do a little side bend here. So all I want you to do is whatever leg that is in front of you is the side that you're going to lean to. It's all about balance. It's trying to remain and keep control of this leg, staying in that center line, but leaning over our bodies to the other side. Yeah. So it's just from the torso that we go over. Just from the torso that we go over. Not leaning over with your leg. So we can do it with just one arm if it's easier, or both. So we keep a nice center line, leaning over, side bend. Now your option here, come back to your center, and lift the back leg up. That is an option. Up. There is your option into your actual proper standing lunge. Arms up, keeping that leg centered, and you lean to the side. You lean to the side. Few breaths here. Make sure you're actually leaning to the side. Your torso is over your hips, but they stay central. Nice. Come back up. Feet together, big stretch, big stretch. Oh, nice. So we're going to do that again. I want you to take your option. If you feel like you can stay off your knee when we take our leg back to that lunge, stay off your knee. So take your leg back, the other leg, the other side, whichever one we did it on. So I didn't do it on that one. Back into a nice lunge. Remember our lunge position. We want to make sure that we got a 90 underneath that front leg. It's bent all the time. This back leg, bend that knee as much as you possibly can, or have it on the floor, depends on how your body's feeling today. Arms are up here for our lunge. Having that control Just side bend, torso over the center line, but not moving that base leg. Yeah, you should feel a really nice stretch in the side, those obliques, love handles, whatever you know them as. That's it. Can we reach over a little bit more? Nice. Did we keep our knee down or have we got it up? Amazing. Come up to a standing and stretch again. Stretch down the sides. We're going to take a nice little back bend from that lateral flexion. A little bit of extension. So take your eye gaze up and back a little bit. Put a little bit of pressure on the lower back, but not too much. Deep breath here, belly out. And we're going to fold, and we're going to stand in a really nice fold into that ragdoll stance for a little while. So tip forward, use those arms as your weight. And then we use our head for our weight as well. The head weighs 11 pounds. That's a small baby you carry on your shoulders every day. So use that weight for the deeper spinal stretch, yeah? We're stretching it down. You can grab your elbows for a nice little ragdoll if you want and give it a little sway. That's it, nice. Sway to the side. So when we do stuff that's upside down, any inversion, we're working our rest and digest. We're working the parasympathetic nervous system. And that's a nice resting, yeah? Oxygenation to the brain as well. Nice. Okay, from here, just come down into a nice seated position. Nice seated position. Oh, lovely. So we've worked these thighs. Yeah, they should feel quite warm. We've done a lot of squatting in the Tai Chi and stuff like that. So we should be feeling a bit warmer now. So it's nice to come down onto the floor. So we're going to do a really nice cow face pose. So what I would like you to do is take your right foot into your groin. Take your right foot into your groin. This is the easiest way I can explain how to set this up. Right foot's in the groin. Then you're going to take that foot and move it round to the back. So it's almost underneath your bum cheek. That's it. Then you're going to take this leg that's out at the side over to your thigh. There we go. It's the easiest way. Sometimes I can just be like, right, go like this. But if you haven't done it before and you're unsure, the easiest way for me to explain it is how I've just explained it. Taking it to the groin, you pull it round so it's almost underneath your bum, and you take the other leg on the top. So we want to be sat on our sit bones, yeah? So when they talk about sit bones, they actually mean the bones that are attached to your skeleton that are inside your bum cheeks. They're the bits that we want to be sat on at the back here. If we can't sit like this, you can sit in a nice cross leg. If it's uncomfortable, hips, knees, just sit in a cross legs. Or even if that's uncomfortable, legs out. So I don't want you to feel pain. Remember, we use a bit of sore. If we use muscles we don't use often, but pain is never good. So this leg that you've got in front of you, this knee, I want you to hug it in. Hug it in. Hug it in. So you're pulling the knee, the inside of the knee, into your chest. So lots of people, they open out their chest to the side and they hug it in this way. I want you to close off your chest and bring it right in. So we're making sure that we're looking the right way. Yes, Jess, perfect. If we do it this way, that is a way, but it's when you're pregnant. If you're pregnant, do it the other way. If you're not, hug it right in. Take that arm around the back. Take that arm around the back that's not hugging our knee. You're going to lift your chest and you're going to lever yourself round to look at the back of the room. Lever yourself round. This is a twist on our spine. This is a twist on our side. Yeah, so those oblique muscles that we're working. And we're working a glute stretch here. We should feel this in the bum cheek that we are looking past right now. Use that arm to lever yourself round at the back. You're going to take a really deep breath. Remember our yogic breath. That breath goes all the way down to the belly. So really lever yourself round and exhale everything out. When you've exhaled and you think there's no more, give it a little more puff out. Breathe in through our nose and out through our nose if we can. If not, breathe how you should comfortably. Okay, we're going to come back to the center. Come back to the center. We're going to do a little bit more of a stretch on the glutes rather than the twist. You're going to take the right arm up. So you should have your right leg over at the front. And you're going to drop it behind you and put it in between your shoulder blades. Then you're going to grab the elbow from the other hand and you're going to come forward. You're going to come forward for a really more deep, intense glute stretch. That bum cheek, should feel really nice and stretched. A bit sore. Oh, yes, a bit sore, Kaz. An option for you to try, if some of you are a little bit more flexible, quickly, is arm up in between your shoulder blades, other arm behind, and you hold on and you lean forward. An option, if you're flexible, if you're like, no way, don't do it. Okay, let's come out of that position. Come out of that position, or if you quickly want to give it a try, spend a few seconds, give that other little hand movement a try. But we're going to do it on the other side anyway. So we just change everything again. So foot comes into the groin, you pull it round, take the other leg on top. We hug it in. So we can't see our chest. It's hugged into our knees. We take that back arm up and around. We work a spinal rotation, little bit of a glute. Lever yourself round so your eye gaze is at the back of the room. If you keep your eye gaze forward, sometimes you end up opening your chest, your shoulders come round, and you're not taking yourself as much back as you could. You take your eye gaze round, your shoulder moves past, and you get more of a deeper spinal stretch, spinal rotation, bigger glute stretch. Use that arm at the back to lever yourself round a little bit more. Remember your yogic breath. Deep breaths in, bellies out. One more here. And let it all out. When you think you've got it all out, a little bit more. Come back to your center. Take your left arm up this time. So whatever the leg is on top, you take that arm up. Down in between your shoulder blades. Take your option. Elbow on and lean forward. Or behind, fingertips together. And we lean forward. Now, taking your hand behind your back and grabbing onto your fingers is flexibility. Yeah, if you're not flexible, that's your body makeup. There's nothing you can do about it. It's not a better pose or a harder pose. It's a different pose. Really deep breath here. That's going to take you up a couple of inches. And then exhale and see if you can get even closer for a much deeper glute stretch. Lovely. And we're going to untangle and we're going to lie back and relax and do a nice little body scan. Relax back into your Shavasana, your corpse pose. I hate that word, your sleeping pose. There we go, sleeping lions. Oh, remember that as a kid. Time ago. So you're just gonna relax. Okay, we've just done lots of different tensions on different muscle groups. So we're going to do a body scan and take that away. So I want you to crunch up your face, scrunch it up, clench your teeth, and then relax your whole face. Yeah. So if that means your mouth's open, like relax your jaw. Yeah. You might have spoken all day today. Just relax your jaw and your ears if that's possible. Take your shoulders all the way up to your ears, like a really big shrug. And then bring them down somewhere comfortable so your shoulder blades are sunken into the floor. Crunch up your fist. Yeah, you definitely probably used these this morning. Scrunch up your fists and then relax them. Squeeze our abdominals. We're not breathing in, we're squeezing in. So we're taking those abdominals, we're pushing into the back of the mat. We squeeze our bum cheeks together like we need the toilet. Squeeze. And then relax them and just release them and sink further into the floor. Moving down, pushing the backs of your knees into the floor, scrunching up your feet, and then relax them. And just literally let everything just hang. No one's watching you. Keep your eyes closed here so that we can really try and relax. Relax your face, your eyes. For another 60 seconds, this might be your only 60 seconds of silence today. Use it. Try not to think about what's coming next, because there's nothing you can do about that yet. Nice deep breaths, thinking about those breaths. Focus on that. And slowly mobilize yourself, come up to a seated position. We're going to take our arms up to the side and we're going to stretch, take those fingertips to the ceiling. A really big stretch. I'm going to wish you a fabulous rest of the day and a great rest of the week. If I don't see you, namaste. Oh, thanks, guys. That was great. Don't forget our YouTube channel and all our other classes. And I will see you in a couple of weeks. That's